Now that you know how to put the preset in your camera raw ACR, now I will show you how to put this preset into your images. So what I've done, I opened the images with Brige. I took them from my folder. If you come right up the top, you can see that it's where they're located. And if you go back, this is my baby. We go in raw. I've done my 5-star selection. We go here 5 stars. And right now you'll have the images. And I've just done a selection of 5 images. So I will just open this in Camera Raw. And let's rotate some of this so you can see them better. And this one is up more rotation. Very good. Now coming into my first image, I won't do anything. The only thing which I will do, I will apply my presets. So I will move this image right here so you can see the entire screen. The presets button, you can find it right before these 3 dots, more image settings. So we go into preset, and as you'll see, as I go on the preset, you'll have different. This is the one which I love, and depending how you shoot, cooler or warmer, you can go to this preset or you can go to origin 4, and again you will be able to choose the preset which you really love. Now some of the presets you'll be able to use into your more let's say boho look or something like that, but what I love, it's my origin 2. That's my to go. Now in the moment when you selected it and you want to apply to all the images, you select the entire images and then you go to this little 3 dots. I'm using my mouse now, so bear with me. Usually I like to use my Wacom tablet. So coming into this image, this is perfect for me. This looks perfect too, but if you didn't like so much the highlights, you can pull it down a bit. Then here maybe let's pull it down just a little bit, the highlights. You can play with your temperature. If you believe that this 6500 Kelvin is too much, then you can change that. This one, it's a little bit dark for me in here, so I will increase his exposure a little bit, and you can increase a little bit the highlights. Keep in mind each backdrop sucks the light differently, so you have to adjust accordingly. I do like my shadows to be darker, so I will leave them like that and just a tiny bit increase the shadows in there. This one I like it how it looks. Maybe I will drop a little bit the highlights, and this looks great too. Just tiny bit more light onto his chubby face, and you can see your histogram here. You can play with your shadow exposure in here too, but usually I like the sliders. So if you see that the shadows are a little bit too dark, just increase that. Cool. So for me these are pretty set, and then the only thing which I will do is that I will select these images, go to this arrow shot, and then save them into your favorite folder. That too, because this is done. Beautiful. We can close this one, and Mr. T. I will do a folder for him. And I will take this image, I'll take 2 images so you have an idea how to edit. And so the first thing what I will do, I will crop it out. I will rotate it more than anything at this stage, and I'll keep my content aware up because I like his head to be higher than his bum. I want a little, he was a big baby, so my bean bag wasn't enough for him because I shoot on a small bean bag, but it's not a drama. We have content aware, does a good job. Enter. Beautiful. And let's see if we have anything to fix. A little bit, it's in here, so, and I don't like that. I would like to continue with that. Beautiful. And it won't matter too much because we will blur out that part. Now doing the skin editing, I use HLAP, Hello Little Prop, Actions and Beauty Blender. If he had flakes, I will use flakes, but at this stage he doesn't. He has a few, but I like to smooth his skin first, because this removes quite a lot of blemishes. Don't go over his lashes, try to avoid that. And if you want to go over his legs, you can do that. And what I will do usually, I drop down my opacity a little bit so it's not so strong, about 90%. So you see that that's done. Now what I do with this image also, sometimes I take it a little bit in liquify, and I'm trying to make him round, pull out the cheek if I have to, just a tiny bit, not too much. My pressure is on 29, so it doesn't need to be a lot. I just need to make his head tiny bit rounder, and because I shoot from up above, I just want his head just tiny bit lower. Small movements. Cool. And I want his bum a little bit pushed in so he's more rounder. Oops, that's sorry for that. Cool, I like that. I like my babies to make them round, and as you know, when you pose and you push pillows here and there, you can change that. So we help them. Perfect. It's not a big difference, it's just tiny bit corrections. Beautiful. Then what I do also, I use this haze, and becomes a little bit of blur around the baby, and I love to use that. Is a little bit too much, so we go down. Let's see, that's perfect for me. A little bit less. And with a black brush, black brush means that you can change your brush from here. So if your background is white, you have to have a black brush in there, and you go and you paint over baby so he doesn't have that haze. If he had a wrap, you'll see I leave the wrap with the haze, but not his skin. So I don't like to have haze on his skin. And you see that this haze pretty much takes all the hot spots on the backdrop. So we've done that. You can do eyeliner. Hello Little Prop has beautiful actions, and I'm still working on mine, and until then I'm using their ones. They're pretty good for me, so I have no problem. You can add a little bit of flaking out if you had flakes. He had redness on the other images, but not on this one, so I'm not sure why. So if he had redness, you can remove the redness with Red I Hate You. Let's see, we can remove it just in there a little bit, and you see how beautiful it takes it out. Maybe from there too. We put it back in a little bit. How cool is that? And there is a little bit in there too. So if you want, you can take these flakes with the healing tool, or like that, and I seen a little bit of, oops, let's go back, and I've seen a little bit of fluff in here. So this one will be interesting because it's so fine. We may need to clone it out. Good. Beautiful. And if you want to take this flakes, you can. I don't do it, but for the purpose of this video I will show you. If you go with this brush, pretty much flaking out, bye bye, before and after. So you can do that too. Pretty much I'm happy with that. What you can do, you can add a little bit of rosy cheeks. We can pick up a color, let's see, about here. Brush, I don't do it at high opacity. Let's see, about 50%. Oopsie, that's a lot. 20%, and then 10% on the other side, and I will reduce it. Here we go. Still a little bit too much in there. Beautiful. And we can reduce it a little bit. I don't use other actions than this, and what I add is a little bit of sharpening, and this is one of my actions, and I add that sharpening, and he's pretty down. I add a little bit of sharpening because when I send it to print, I want to have the skin, that texture back into it. So not a lot, just a little bit, and then I save it and it's done, and that's it. So pretty much I don't do anything else besides these small steps. Presets, bring it in Photoshop, and I do my skin editing, my crop, my liquify if I have to. I add a little bit of redness in the cheek if I have to, remove extra pimples if they have any, and then I add the sharpening and that little haze, and we are done. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial on skin editing, and I will see you in the next one.